Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 12th of January. What a nice little roller coaster ride the other day. We went all the way up to the highs and then just sunk all the way back down to, guess what, the ABM right there in the middle magenta line, only to have it move right back up to the ABM yellow. So, fun ride. End of result, pretty much no change. So, what a surprise. I mean, from a reading standpoint, we're still looking at rising magenta and all that. So, it made sense that once they created a little downdraft, got all bought back up because the reading is still clean for that. And now we have cyan under red on the NASDAQ, so we all know what that means. We experienced that for, well, all the month of November before, and you can see what happened with that. Don't fight what is. TLT from a treasury standpoint, again, still very elevated from a yield standpoint. It just doesn't make sense where they're at. Their expectation is that the Fed is going to move interest rates almost nowhere. And just don't see how it happens given where things are. And I understand the untenable situation with the deficits and that, but the inflation spiral, they would have no way to even contain it. And then you've got this development of the Iranians seizing a ship in the Gulf, and that kind of situation can cause this to explode very quickly, and that would throw everything under the bus really fast. Economically, from gas prices on down, that would send inflation skyrocketing. I mean, there's just a whole lot of ugliness that could take place with that. So it's definitely something to watch from an escalation standpoint. And you know that there's going to be a lot of nervous traders watching that one because it really does have that significant an impact. From a euro standpoint, way up there with the euro, love it. They're so excited in the eurozone, even though their economies are destroyed at this particular stage, but that's okay. They're happy. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy, right? From a gold standpoint, modest move. Where the real activity's been is cryptocurrencies. Yes, Bitcoin shot all the way up on the ETF situation, only to get back. And then, I talked about this before. I didn't see a whole lot of material change. Anyone who was getting into that and expecting that ETF setup was already acquiring during the basing period because they knew long before how things were going to go. And it was just a matter of waiting for the time. Now, I think it doesn't mean that it overall isn't going to assist it and create buying pressure. It's just, I don't know that it's all so immediate. But we'll see. The real winner has been ETH. It's caught up to Bitcoin now from a parity standpoint of relative, change, and been a strong move. And so that's probably going to be a bonus for the broader crypto world. And, again, we're going to hear more and more talk about these CBDCs and everyone wanting to get into national digital currencies, and that's obviously the next move. I think that, step by step as they tighten the controls, the monitoring of transactions, there's all sorts of things that they just continue to move towards that totalitarian control of every penny being monitored. And they would love nothing more than to stick it on the blockchain. That would be beautiful for them. That way everyone would be able to see it anytime they want. From a 50K standpoint, so we were talking about the weakness. We were expecting to come back, and we had this positive extremes that had started to create that weren't quite filled yet. And once it got going, we filled the other ones from back before. These had already been taken care of. We didn't get to, I think we had these right here. This one was a yellow, so it wasn't quite the full fill setup, but it did come back to satisfy them. That would be pretty much the last from an extreme standpoint. And so that dip literally satisfied that one. That was really right on the cusp of being a positive extreme. Right at this bar right here, if you look at the extreme, you can see that it's yellow. And that's why we didn't quite make it all the way down to there before it turned around and proceeded back up to pretty much nullify the whole thing. But what a nice, clean run. Intraday was kind of cute. We started off with a little peak at the beginning, and then boom, went down, and then bought it right back up. That's just as clean as it gets. Interesting to see the MBI white spikes that you're looking at right there, would suggest that post market would be a little bit lower. Let's see what happened. Did move to the 0%, but that range got pretty narrowed, so not that big a bonus. And right now we're coming off big spikes of it right now, so that should put some more downside on there. But overall, pretty consistent. The volatility range, beautiful, so no objections to any of that. As always, though, anything relevant, I will put it on the Skype chat, and we will definitely be watching developments for oil and that, because that will be a real leader as to where things go in the coming weeks. Trade well.